on EA Sports. Up next, it's our main event between these Road Warriors and the Denver Broncos. One step away from playing for the AFC title. This divisional round contest is underway. Here's R.J. Harvey on the return. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. They run it. Here's R.J. Harvey. And he's going to take this down to the 31 before he gets taken down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Williams on 1st down. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. And dose of the hurry up here. They'll run here. It's Harvey. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. Moving quickly, trying to get set. Working from the gun, Williams. He's got it. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos take a 6-0 lead right away. No doubt about it, Brock. They are trying to take him out of this game from the start. And a touchdown on the opening drive, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, this is one of those situations, Kate, where you and I up here in this booth, we can hear it and we can feel it. This crowd senses an opportunity to dig those opponents an early hole that before long, it might become the grave their season rests in if they don't respond.
And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. Well, you can't do that. Got to avoid hitting the kicker. And because of that, the kickoff will be coming from midfield. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. All set to go now from the 35. Opening play, and Bo will throw. That one finds Xavier Worthy. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And that means 1st down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. First carry here for the rookie out of Penn State. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Going deep here for the end zone. And he sails that one over the end zone. Took his shot at 6 that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long. That's going to be something to watch as this game goes on, Brock. We know they like to take their shots throughout.
Yeah, and we know this league today, Kate, loves to play that umbrella coverage, right? Try to keep everything in front of them.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to get behind them is to take shots like that one.
And this one's going to move him all the way down to the 25-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll set him up with a fresh set of downs. Nix with it on first. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete. Well, not surprising that his reputation preceded him here, Brock. They got double coverage on him to try and slow him down.
Yeah, that's what you get. When you're this good and you're this talented, you're going to get the attention, especially early in the game. Now, what kind of adjustments can he make offensively?
2nd down. Here's Nix again. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a new set of downs. Well, that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunk of yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
From the red zone now. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms, but it slips through. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you...
And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. The Desperados finish off their opening drive. Each round of the playoffs, Brock, getting some early points becomes more and more important. And they're on the board here in the divisional round.
Pretty tricky round for a lot of teams to get through, which makes some early momentum, to your point, all the more valuable. They're doing all they can to avoid getting tripped up before that conference title affair.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Returnable from the 1. Oh, he gets popped at the end of that one. What a painful end to what was a really solid run back. New set of downs for him from the 31. First down throw by Williams. Completed over the middle. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. Shotgun handoff to Harvey. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Gets it downfield, on target to Sutton. And he's stopped as he gets this one down to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
First down, Williams. He finds his running back, R.J. Harvey. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Offense in the hurry up here.
Another Broncos first down.
Working inside the red zone. He brings it in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Second down, give to Harvey. He's actually going to lose yards here. They take him down at the 10-yard line. Working quickly here.
He was taken down
The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. Quite the drive they've had, Brock, but they're up against it. 3rd and 5 now. Now here's Williams. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Great play defensively there to just get a hand in there and deny that touchdown.
That's exactly right. Active hands and aggressive mindset. As a DB, you've got to assume that every throw is going to be a touchdown. And you're the last line of defense, the guy that's got to make the play on the ball, and he just did.
On 4th down, it's Williams. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty. And off the field they go.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Another carry for him. Let's call that a solid run there, partner. He got about 6. It's going to be 3rd down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Trying to get it with the option. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense in the hurry up here. They'll run for this. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. That is a clutch 7-yard pickup, partner. Pays off the call to go for it there on 4th down.
That's simply a bet being made that not only is your call or scheme better, but that your players just want it more than the big fellas on defense do. And clearly on that one, they did.
Nicks off the play action. He's going deep this time. Brought in inside the 20. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Desperados break the tie here in the 1st. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. Butker to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Desperados take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. So that's the end of one in this AFC divisional round contest. Still anybody's game here in the early goings. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. Butker on now to kick this one away. Brings in the kick at the 9. And this drive will start inside the 25. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Williams from the gun. He throws a bullet deep to the... They connect on the deep shot. And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. Offense up to the line fast. First down, Williams to throw. He's going to try another deep one here. He's got it inside the 10. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. It's a Troy Franklin touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Broncos tie things up at 14. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. All set to go now from the 35. They'll run here on first down. And he's going to take this down to the opposing 44. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that gives him a first down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
One play in, Brock, and his drive is already into enemy territory. Going to the ground again on first. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After that little 8-yard scooch, here comes 2nd and 2. Right up the gut. Now that's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. A 6-yard gain on the play. And that gives him the first.
It's a gain of 6. First down, San Diego.
Nix from the gun. Broncos all around him, and down he goes. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, the first sack of the game, Kate, as you just called, is a big one. And they're going to make this guy pay if he's trying to play too much hero ball. Got to find a way to get the ball out of your hand.
In a real troublesome spot here, Brock. That sack has him set up 2nd down and 21. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. He wants to, but he's not going to be able to continue the run. Got him 6, but they stopped him short. It's 4th down now. On to try the field goal, Harrison Butker. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they've taken back the lead.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
He'll take this at the 10. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10. First play in the drive. Here's Harvey. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Williams. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
That's caught for the first. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He just gets down inside the 35-yard line. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
I just don't know how you play defense, Kate, and some of the guys in the league today. How can you balance defending somebody who can run for it or throw it right over your head? These dual threat QBs, they're a nightmare.
Breaking the huddle. Here's 1st and goal. Give up the middle to Harvey. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now Williams. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Through the defense he goes. Room to burn. The 30. Will bring it into the red zone after a great turnover and return.
You know, I can still hear the call all the way up in the booth. Okie, Okie! That's what that whole defense screams after an interception, and you see everybody getting involved. That nearly went for a house call. Just an incredible effort by that offense to run it down. But even with that, they will take that Okie any day. What a huge hit in return for that defense.
14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. Now, it has been an exciting one so far as we have reached our 2-minute warning. More from Mile High in just a moment. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Hand off to the back. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Desperados grow their lead just before halftime. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. Williams to throw on 1st. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Broncos have to hurry here. Clock still running.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 50-yard line.
Working from the gun, Williams. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
Incomplete.
Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there could be more interceptions.
They get 6 and a first down as well.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love third down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball. But a third down run for a first down could be so demoralizing to that defense.
Going all the way to the end zone here. And they're going to score. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos make it a one-score game before halftime. It's a Troy Franklin touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Going out to try his goodbye Lutz. And the Broncos cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Xavier Worthy now on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to gain about 3 yards as they bring him down. Looking quickly here. Now Nix. Dumped off to his running back. And they don't get any help on this second down, Brock. He is out right along the line, so no gain.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
6 yards to go here. It's 3rd down. Handoff now out of the gun. And he hits a wall, stops at a yard. That's going to bring up 4th down. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. On 4th down and 5, the offense staying out there. Putting a receiver in motion. The defense seizing the opportunity. Great stop. They've got a turnover on downs, and they get their guys the ball in plus territory.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on 4th down. And now it puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
Williams on 1st down. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Well, he already has himself 1 interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when 1 pick becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and on and on.
Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
So far, this script, well, it's dictated some early looks for this running back, and now you're seeing the adjustment defensively. Not so easy on those checkdowns. Nowhere for that ball to go.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. Third and long. They're going to throw. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Tendencies tend to show themselves, Kate, and really come to life on 3rd downs. Right? They want to go to their best receiver. Defense knows it. They know that tendency. They double it, and they make the play.
Three straight passes have hit the ground, but here we go. They're going for it on 4th. Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos get some late points and the lead. Cortland Sutton, the touchdown.
That's some good old-fashioned playground football. Even at the elementary school, find the fastest kid and let him run.
Extra point try now from Lutz. So before we get an attempt, there's contact up front. Will it make this field goal easier or harder? All right, so with the penalty, a chance to go for 2 from the 1, or they could elect to try a shorter kick. Williams has his guys set, looking to tack on 2 to that touchdown. Keeping it on the ground. And the 2-point try is good. He reaches the end zone and gives them a 5-point lead. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Worthy now to return it. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they finally bring him down after a huge run back into their territory.
Hey, we know that every single possession in this league is a premium. And these ones right before halftime with the clock dwindling down, well, they become even bigger. Setting your offense up for success with a return like that, you couldn't script it any better.
1st and 10 from the 32. Nick's now to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Nix. Hits him on the out route. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. To the air on 3rd and long. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jonte Barron has it. And the Broncos take over as he records his 10th career INT.
That is just a big-time individual effort, Kate, defensively. First, he takes the ball away, and then he's looking for points, right? He turns from defense to offense, and one more move, and he might have broken it to the house.
Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before the half. Got a lot behind this one. Downfield it goes. And this final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. Half the battle complete, Brock, as we resume play here. A spot in our AFC Championship on the line. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. All set to go now from the 35. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Tackle made by Chris Abrams-Drain.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Nix holds on to it. And they'll start some work to do now on 3rd down as he only manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice little welcoming party waiting for him at the line of scrimmage. No surprises that time. This defense was ready.
Dive play straight ahead. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Offense to the line fast. First down, and they go right back to it. He's caught just as he crossed the line of scrimmage. Might have picked up a yard. It's going to be 2nd down. They give it to him again. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they need the same now here on 3rd down.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Now Nix on 3rd down.
Like, bro,
it's intercepted.
these niggas playing everything.
Well, you kind of had a feeling, Brock, that they were going to be passing early and often, coming out of the locker room on the losing side of things, right? And that coverage, man, they knew it too. Right there to make a play on the very first throw.
Yeah, no doubt, I think in any of our minds, they knew a throw was coming defensively, and that's fine. You could know it's coming, but you got to then go out and execute and take it away. Played right into their hands, a chance to add to this lead.
And he hurries forward here for a 9-yard gain. 2nd down coming up. Staying on the ground here with Harvey. And they'll make a stop up at the 46-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Harvey once more. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Underneath it goes, catch made by the running back. And goes to the hurry up here. First down, Williams. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And they're going to be forced to regroup a bit ahead of 2nd down.
Well, even the toughest in the league to catch could still be caught at times. It just takes a defense that's determined and relentless. And the real big key, when you get that split second, you got to take advantage of that opportunity. Defense just did.
Back-to-back passes that should have been intercepted. 2 great chances to take it away. Both of them dropped, Brock, and now they stay out there for 3rd down.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Well, even after the dropped INT, Brock, this drive's days seem numbered. They've got 3rd and long here. Oh, put some heat on this deep. He's got it deep downfield. And they are finally able to get to him and touch him down, but damage already done as they pick up that 1st down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw. When you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Got to it right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Again, it's Williams. And again, it's going to hit the ground, incomplete. Looking for his running back, and 2 straight incompletions that made this 3rd down.
That's just simply one of those situations, Kate, where I think you and I got to tip our cap to the defense. Really took away everybody. There was no outlet, and only an incompletion could be had.
Down. Here's Williams. Brought in. And he's close, but they say he did not get there. It's going to be 4th and maybe a yard. Going for it with Harvey. And they stop him. No touchdown, no first down. That's a turnover on downs near the end zone.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
And this winds up being an excellent play for them from deep in their own territory, up approaching that 30-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. Another carry for him. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
Okay, we both know this pace can't continue, but they got to enjoy it as they can. And that football shouldn't go to anybody else until that defense proves they can stop them.
Throwing on first down, Nix. And downfield, he's got it. It's Worthy. And he's finally down to put a stop to this one, but a notable chunk of yardage broken off with that gain. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. So it'll be 2nd down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
2nd down. Here's Nix again. Dump off caught by his back. And he's tackled for no gain.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field. But they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. Throwing the out route complete. And this one does not go far.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it. Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Harvey now to return it. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. First call here coming from the shotgun. Williams from the gun. Gets it downfield on target to Sutton. All the way, touchdown Denver! The Broncos lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Cortland Sutton the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Extra point try now from Lutz. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. A costly unforced error, and they get flagged for roughing the kicker. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. All set to go now from the 35. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Coming up to stop that play was Jahdae Barron. Nix from the gun. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
They'll air it out on third. This is completed downfield to Likely. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. Only one quarter left before we send one of these teams to the AFC title game. It'll be their football and their playoff future in jeopardy as they trail. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. First down, it's Nix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And we'll see what they do here on second down. They'll throw again, Nix. Catch is made in close. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for first and goal.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. When you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
They'll try and punch it in. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Moving quickly, trying to get set. Go to him again, and he does not get in. They stop him at the 1.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
Big moment here in this divisional round game, Bronk, as they line up for third and goal. Third time's the charm. He gets it again. And he's not going to get in. Another stand defensively. They've made it fourth and goal.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run. His make there, they had to have that one. And it really does set up a judgment call down on the field. This is where special teams coach and head coach are talking about game management. Got 3 timeouts left, so you really can write either script you want. Onside kick or send it deep.
This one's covered by the Broncos hands team. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Well, the good news is, still a decent bit of time left. Maybe a little quick on the draw to dial up that onside kick.
Yeah, you know what happens, Kate, in these moments, right? We've been doing this for a while. And you see my brain just going overdrive, trying to peel back the layers as to why you would make that decision. And ultimately, I think it's because you don't trust your defense against this offense. That's a big risk to take. And now, unfortunately, you've set this offense up for success.
And this will only complicate matters for third down, partner. They're sent backwards. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. They'll throw 3rd and long. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up. Here comes Will Lutz. A lot riding on this field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 47-yarder. The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll make it a two-score game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a two-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Working from the gun to start. First and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Oh no, they get him yet again. Pat Surtain has it. And the Broncos are finally stuck on the return. But they'll still take over on the edge of the red zone.
Well, we're watching the defense not just generate turnovers, but really add to them. A return like that, think about it, that's 4 or 5 plays that you just saved your offense from as they try to make that interception, yet another one, count.
First down throw by Williams. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Design quarterback run here. And all he can get is a yard here, Brock. It's going to be third down.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Drive in dire straits. It's third and 9. The Broncos had their eye on that play clock, and before it expires, they call a timeout. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Third down, line to gain 9 yards out. Here he goes, third and long. And he's got it. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos could lock away the win as they make it a 15-point game. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him in coverage, but stopping a tight end near the end zone is anything but simple with how deceptively good they are as route runners and finding that football when it arrives.
Williams trying to throw for it. And he's into the end zone. That play adds a couple more to their lead. Worked so well the first time. Hey, why not go right back to it? See if you can be successful again. They do, and they are.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because you almost feel the confidence, right? Like if you get it the first time, you're almost playing with house money. Even if you fail, it's still 14 points. It's not really a failure. And if you get it, well, you gain even more confidence and make that opponent think that much more.
He's always something. Is always something.
All set to go now from the 35. Nix now on first and 10. Dumps it off to his running back. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here.
Brings up second and 9 at the 36-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Nix. Down the sideline inside the 40. And he gets this all the way to the 31-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And that is exactly what they were after, Brock. A good 8-yard run there on first down. Working quickly here. Back-to-back carries here. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up third down. Now Nix. Escapes the pocket. He's going for it himself. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Desperados trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Nix now to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Nix to throw. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Desperados get it back to within 2 possessions.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got a single eye or too high? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow. Well, maybe some second guessing of that play after the miss. I think it was just an instant of the defense guessing the call correctly and right on the spot.
This one's covered by the Broncos hands team. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
No question they wanted the ball back late, but you don't see many of these recovered by the kicking team in the NFL. You see even fewer recovered when they're actually expecting it, like they certainly were right there.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that's how may change the next play call as it sends them backwards ahead of third down. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. This is a tough spot to be in. It's 3rd and very long. Shotgun handoff to Harvey. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Fourth down, it's Williams. Taking a deep shot here. He connects downfield. It's a Denver touchdown.
Is getting toasted.
The Broncos have likely locked up the win right there. It's a Troy Franklin touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. Williams has his guys set. Looking to tack on 2 to that touchdown. All right, they're going to throw for it. No connection on the 2-point try. It fails. Well, what's the old saying, partner? You can't win them all. 3rd go and a 2-point conversion in this game, and that's only the first time they did not end up in the end zone.
I know we're seeing a boom in this aggressiveness in analytics, but I will tell you, Kate, there's only so many plays. I mean, I guess you're going to see more coordinators and coaches spend off seasons adding more and more and more plays, but you only get so many reps during practice, and I am curious how many more 2-point shots they've got on that script.
All set to go now from the 35. Nix with it on first. That's him on the quick hitter. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they're still going to have one left at their disposal. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already at midfield. Slot man motioned over. Throwing on first down, Nix. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
Deep shot.
Looking for his wide receiver there. So it's second down coming up.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. And incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. The outcome's decided here, but we got a timeout with 2 seconds on the clock so they can think it over before their final play.
Danger, King. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
All right, one more snap to play here. Here he goes, one final shot. Trying to push deep downfield. And there's our last-in image of this game. It's intercepted. And the Broncos make the interception on what is the final play of this game. So it's a win for the Broncos. And they took care of business just as you'd expect a 1 seed to do. And they're going to get to stay at home another week and welcome in another opponent with a conference title on the line. With Brock Hewitt and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners, as we'll see you next time from Denver.